So about almost 2 years and 27,000-ish views ago, I built this bike. This Peugeot Concept 18, 1989, and turned it into a bit of a cyclocross bike. It's served me well ever since. I think when you saw it built up, it had this wheel set on, but since I changed it to a set of campy wheels and Avid brakes. But it's always been a heavy bike, and it's always been a little on the big side for me. It weighs in between 13 and 14 kilos. It's probably 14, maybe slightly, 14 kilos now with all the original wheels back on. And I've always wanted to make something lighter, and recently I've picked up a new frame set and a completely new gear set. So this bike is up for sale, and today I'm gonna rebuild. I'm gonna build a new cyclocross bike. My own build, a 1x10 again. So it should be nice and light. It's an alloy frame, carbon forks. Gonna have the campy wheels, the Avid brakes, and it's gonna be complete SRAM gearing. So yeah, keep watching and we'll get building. So the frame I've gone for is this Dolan. I believe the model is a Multi-X Cross bike. We've got the cantilever brake mount. It's 54cm alloy frame, 1/1/8 inch headset. The previous owner of the bike replaced the forks with some Syntema carbon forks. I've literally just put the seat post in there and the stem on just so it holds it all together. But I've got all the parts waiting to go on, so we'll put them on through this build, and it should make a nice light bike. There's a few stone chips here and there, mainly on the chainstays, but I don't think that's anything really to worry about on an alloy frame. I've got a nice clean bottom bracket shell, 68mm, which is good. It's a British standard size, and it's got British threading on there, so a lot of different choices to what can go in there. Came with this nice Alpina seat clamp / cable guide, so that will be useful, and it saved me buying a new one. And the guy also threw in, kept the headset on, so it's a Triple B integrated headset. He kept the cable guide on the front as well. It's got a Cane Creek expander in there because it is a carbon fork, so you can't just use a traditional star nut. And the stem is a RSP, so Rally Special Products stem that I just had lying around, and we've gone for 31.8mm bars. And like I said, the carbon forks, it's just got some reflective strips going around it. Syntema, I don't know how to pronounce that. But there you go, they're in good condition too. So yeah, I guess we're gonna see how light this turns out with a 1x10 setup on there. Correction for the previous bike, it currently weighs about 12.5 kilo. Thought it weighed a little bit more than that. So if we can get this to 10, I'll be happy. But it has got some chunky tyres on, and the campy wheels are kind of a low-end cross wheel, so I'm not expecting too much weight saving from them. So yeah, let's continue. Okay, so let's just pause this for a second because I want to go through the kit on the bike. All I've really got to do now is just adjust the cables and put the bar tape on. But the kit is the important part. Like if you want to do this yourself, there's some things that I've learned. There's a lot of things I've learned actually about how to put one of these setups together. First up, when it comes to the crankset and bottom bracket, there is a bit of choice out there. You could always go with the mountain bike one, and that has something like 30 tooth on there. The more road orientated ones have, like this one, a 42 tooth or a 50 tooth. I think there's some in between, and I don't know if it will show on there, but it actually says 11 speed, 10, 11 speed. They're fine. You can use an 11 speed ring on a 10 speed chain. So I've got 42 teeth. I've got a SRAM PC 1050, I believe, chain. It's a narrow ride chain ring as well, so it should hopefully eliminate any chain drop or anything like that. It's a GXP bottom bracket and crankset with a 68mm shell on my bike. Now, the GXP bottom bracket that I've got is a 68/73, and it comes with 2 spacers. If you're using this on a sort of road frame, you don't need the spacers apparently, even for a 68mm. So, although the bottom bracket says it's for a 68 and a 73mm and supplied with the 2 washers, you don't need to use those washers on a road frame apparently if you've got a 68mm shell. I put them on with the washers to start with, and I was ending up crushing the bearings and the crank wouldn't turn. So I did a little bit of quick research, found out that although they say it, you don't use them. So no washers on there now, no spacers, with a 68mm/73mm bottom bracket, and it works fine. Spins round nice and smooth. Absolutely no drama now. So that was the first thing that cropped up on this one. Now on the rear, I've obviously just gone for a cheap Zito. I think it's ZTTO cassette on the back. It's an 11/42 tooth, which, I mean, it gives me my 1:1 climbing ratio in the lowest gear, and the top gear it should, in theory, at I think 90 RPM cadence, it should give me roughly 30 miles an hour, give or take. So I still should be able to do some speed on this with the 42 ring up front. I just won't obviously be able to go completely as quick as I did before with the 50 ring up front, but it'll be lighter, so it'll be easier. Derailleur wise, this is a point where I was doing a lot of research. On the other build, on the 1x10 mountain bike, I used Shimano because I could just match a Shimano mountain bike rear derailleur, so I had the capacity with a Shimano mountain bike shifter. This was different because I needed to use a mountain bike rear, so I had the capacity to get to the 42 teeth with road shifters. And doing a bit of research, Shimano are just not compatible that way. You can't mix and match road with mountain at 10 speed anyway. SRAM, you can mix road and mountain, shifter, derailleur and shifter, and get it to work. Apparently, obviously I haven't set this up yet, so I'm yet to see. I'm just hoping it works. And I did a bit of research. You've got, I think I saw 3 main models of derailleur that I could use. There was this one, the GX, that was available. It's kind of a mid-priced derailleur. It has the clutch bearing on it as well, so I can turn that on to if I go over any rough ground to hopefully stop chain drop as well. There's a slightly lower priced one. I can't remember what model that was now. Maybe the X9. but that doesn't have a clutch, and there's a higher spec one as well. I forget what that one is as well. So I've gone for this one. The one thing I've got to watch out for on this, according to reviews, is the limit screw. Potentially it could end up breaking, which was why I was a bit nervous getting this exact derailleur. So I'm going to watch out for that, and just fingers crossed it doesn't happen. So quite a few people have said that the limit screw has bent, and some have said it's broken the housing, so I'm going to watch that. But the 10-speed SRAM mountain bike road mix should work. It's not going to work with Shimano Campy. I didn't even look at that because I'm happy with Shimano SRAM. So yeah, hopefully that will work with the GX SRAM GX derailleur, hopefully. But I've tested the reach, and I can get all the way up to the 42 tooth if I take it slow. So it will go all the way. The chain that I'm using has enough capacity in it, so I've just got to really dial it in now with the shifters, and it should work. Come back down. There we go. Now it came to the shifters. These are used shifters. To buy these brand new is quite a lot of money, but I managed to pick these up for a pretty decent price. I think it was £60 or £70, I think. But yeah, they are SRAM Apex double tap 10-speed shifters. Now obviously I'm not going to use the opposite side over there because I'm only interested in this side, and according to the whole wide internet, 10-speed will work with the rear, hopefully. They're not like conventional, I say conventional, where you use one lever, say at the front, to go up and one lever at the back to go down, or vice versa. This rear lever does both. You just push it over slightly to go, which way around was it now? So it's at this minimum point now, so if I push it over 2 clicks, it will go down a gear, and if you press it just 1 click lightly, it will go back up a gear. That will be, I don't know, it might take some getting used to, it might not. I've never ridden with these before, so I'll see. But they are an interesting thing as well, that the gear cables are aero tucked. If you notice, there's nothing coming out the side here. The gear cable actually comes out here. So on these shifters you feed the gear cable in through this little slot here, with it obviously in its highest gear, and then the cable goes all the way around the shifter and pops out the top, and you have an option of either routing it along the same way as your brake cable or just around the top and back of the bars. I've chosen that, so hopefully this will work now, hopefully. But yeah, there are some more, obviously lots of different, well, a few different types you can get for the SRAM shifters. I've gone with the Apex. They look the part and they should work. So I'm just going to get everything all the cables pulled through now, nice and tight, get everything adjusted, and I'll check back in with you to see how it's gone. Rain's falling and battery is dying, but I think I've nailed it. Seem to have just got it smoothly shifting then. You definitely need to put a barrel adjuster in line because this SRAM GX doesn't have a barrel adjuster on it. So my frame has a barrel adjuster there, which was perfect because I needed it. So if I click, 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 and click. There we go. Shifts nicely through all the gears now. And then if I just lightly click the shifter, it will come back down. Okay. Perfect. So I'm just going to drag this underneath my garage a little bit more, snip off that cable and then put the bar tape on, and we might have a chance to have one final look around the bike. Just finished as the light is starting to fade. All the way out there in the distance. Okay. Okay. And there's the finished bike. So I managed to knock that up today. Definite upgrade over what I had before. So the old Peugeot was 12.5, 13 kilo, 3x8, 24 speed, had the same brakes on, but it was heavy, and although I did have a lot of good rides on it, I just really wanted an upgrade. So when this frame set came up, I couldn't turn it down, and the frame set by itself only cost £35, I think, for the frame, forks and headset. So bit of a bargain there, bit of a bargain. In total the bike is 12.5, just under 10.5 kilos as you see it right now. That could be improved with some lighter tyres, some lighter wheels again, so we could still get it sub 10 kilos for a cross bike, but I am very happy with how it is. And on the ride up here it shifted really well, the double tap on the SRAM, I mis-shifted once or twice, but it's quite intuitive really, pushing it all the way across to go down a gear, and just lightly tapping it to go back up a gear. So yeah, it's quite intuitive, and it looks a lot cleaner with those SRAM double taps on, no cable hanging out. So most of the gear on this was brand new. Wheels were brand new 1,000 miles ago. Tyres are brand new 1,000 miles ago. Cassette, chain, bottom bracket, derailleur, crankset, they're all brand new. Shifters were used. So this build has been fairly pricey, but I think in total it's come to something like £400, which if you were to buy this brand new from a store, it'd be a lot more than 400. So it's been quite a nice build, quite a nice. For the price I've paid, it's a very nice spec. I'm looking forward to getting out and actually riding it a bit more. The winter months are here now, so we're going to be wanting a bit more grip on the roads, and these tyres are going to help with that. Dark commutes, I'm going to put my light on it and use it over the commutes, maybe take it down the canal paths. Very much enjoying the great tyre clearances on this. The Peugeot, as I think a few of you have seen before, has got very little tyre clearance on it. This does have some more, so it could even have some mud guards on it if I wanted to. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this bike. I hope the information that I've given in this video has been useful to anyone looking to build a 1x10 cyclocross setup. I'm quite pleased I chose the 42 ring up front. I was debating on the 50, but I would have had to have a much larger gear on the rear to be able to cope with the hills as effectively. The 1:1 ratio is absolutely fine for climbing like a fairly steep hill that I've just gone up. So unless you've got legs of steel, and you're not going to be doing many hills or muddy terrains, then 42 is fine. You can always push it up a bit further after that if you don't enjoy it. We've got 11 to 42 on the rear, so it should be a nice range to ride with. And while I'm losing the light, I might as well finish on a shot of the rear. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, nice bike. I'm glad I did this little upgrade. The Peugeot will be up for sale now, as well as a few other bikes, because I'm definitely having the garage to clear out. I've got a lot more to do, obviously. You've seen the state of the garage and the fact that I'm building outside now. So whew. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope the information in it has helped or has been informative. If I made any mistakes, then I apologise for that, but any mistakes I'll correct in the comments or the description. But I think everything I've said has been accurate to make this build come true for your bike. So on that note, I'm going to head back now, get this video edited and uploaded. So thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, the dislike if you didn't. Leave some comments if you're into that thing, and all that other YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.